See, we are in the execution of automatic payment program. At the time of executing the automatic payment program in the previous class, we could not get one tab. We could not get one necessary tab. So that was due to the activation of global trade services module in this particular server. Because of that, we could not get the required tab. So I have deactivated the global trade services. Now let us see executing the automatic payment program again from the scratch. See, execution of automatic payment program F110. I am executing the payment program again from the beginning. Transaction code F110. Run date is equal to, give the today's date 5/12/2017. Identification ABC1. You can give any identification. Click on parameters tab. Company code 3366. Payment method C. Next payment date 6/12/2017. Vendor is equal to, I think 1,05,001. Let me check. Company code 3344. 2,02,001. Vendor 2,02,001. Click on additional log tab. Select due date check. Select payment method selection in all cases. Vendor is equal to 2,02,001. Click on save. Click on back arrow. Click on schedule proposal. Select start immediately. Target computer. Press F4 and insert your server name. Click on enter. Again click on enter till you get the message payment proposal has been created. See, payment proposal has been created. Now, select edit proposal. So if you want to edit the proposal, click on edit proposal. Click on enter. Company code 3366 do not appear in the proposal 5/12/2017 ABC1. Why it is giving this many errors? One second.
Sir, vendor account is 1000501, sir, not 200201.
Oh, okay. I am deleting this proposal. If you want to delete the proposal, go to menu edit, proposal, delete. company code 3366, payment method C, next payment date 6/12/2017, vendor is equal to 1,05,501. Click on additional log tab, select due date check, select payment method selection all cases, vendor 1,05,501. Click on save, click on back arrow, click on schedule proposal, select start immediately, target computer, select your server, click on enter, click on enter, again click on enter till you get the message payment proposal has been created. Click on schedule edit proposal, click on enter. So if you want to see the list of invoices due for this vendor, double click on the line item of the vendor number. So these are the two invoices due for this vendor. If you want to block this invoice here, double click on the required line item and you enter the blocking reason here. And these blocking reasons were already created in the system. And if you want to change the bank account, house bank, etc., you just click on reallocate button. Then here you can change the payment method, house bank, account ID, etc. Here I am not doing anything. Click on save. Click on back arrow twice. Come to proposal screen. Come to proposal screen. Now, click on payment run button and select start immediately was already selected. Target computer was already taken. Click on enter. Go to printout data medium tab. RFF OS underscore C is equal to XYZ. Give your identification which you have given in the first screen. Click on maintain variants. Then after that I told you to write one sentence. Select for all selection screens radio button. Click on enter. Program run date is equal to 5/12/2017. Identification feature XYZ. Paying company code 3366. Business area 3366. House bank HSBCM. Account ID HSBCC. Check lot number 0001. Select to print checks. Printer is LP01. Select to print immediately. Select to print payment advice notes. Printer LP01. Select to print immediately. Select to print payment summary. Printer LP01. Select to print immediately. Number of sample printouts 0. Means I don't want to print any sample check. I don't want to do any sample printouts of the checks. Select do not void any checks. During the processing, if any check is damaged, don't cancel that. Click on attributes tab. Description or meaning is equal to XYZ. Click on save. Again save. Click on back arrow. Click on save. Click on back arrow. Now, select the printout button. See, in the previous class, we could not get this button because the Global Trade Services one module is there, GTS. So that was linked with the FI. So that link I have disconnected that. So you are able to get this printout button now. And see here, posting orders 1 generated, 1 completed. So click on printout tab. Job name is equal to give some name. Here a printing job is created. So that printing job contains printing of checks, printing of payment advice, printing of payment summary. Click on enter. So here the checks are not printed. Please remember, only the printing job is created. That's it. Once the printing job is executed, then the system will print all the checks, payment advices, and payment summary. And see the step number 12. To see checks slash to print checks. See, actually, sometimes it is mentioned as CHECKS and sometimes it is mentioned as CHEQUES. So CHEQUES is American English and CHECKS is the German English. I mean, European English. So both are same. Because SAP is a German company, it's an European company. So that's why if you notice that everywhere it is using CHECKS. If you go to FCH5, see, CHECK is there. So you need not worry about the spelling. Now, to see the checks or print the checks, go to menu System Services Output Control. Click on Execute. Here, print requests created by Lakshman. So this name of the user has been already taken over. Click on Execute. See, here 3 spool requests have been generated. So what is the spool request? You can write down on the top of the page. On the top of the page of your material, please write down. Spool stands for sequential. Spool stands for sequential, preferential, operation, online. Sequential, preferential, operation, online. So that is the amplification of spool. Here, actually what happens is in the real time, for a group of users, one printer is configured. So the printing requests or the printing job from all the users is executed on the same printer. So I have sent one printing request now to the server, but the printer is already busy with printing something else received from some other user. In that case, the printer will keep my request in the queue. Once the job on hand is over, the printer will pick up my job. Like that, when the printer is busy, all the requests received by the printer will be kept in the queue. Once the job on hand is over, it will pick up the next job. In order to identify the jobs in the queue, system automatically assigns one number. That number is called spool number. And the printing requests and spool numbers are configured by the basis consultants in the real time. So here, 3 printing requests are there. One is check printing. Number 2, payment advice printing. Number 3, payment summary. Now I want to see the check. Select the spool number relating to check. Click on display content. See, this is the check. Company, Ratna Enterprises Limited. Dear Sir Madam, we have settled the items listed below with the enclosed check for the payment 4,22,000 subject to the goods and services supplied and the invoice therefore being in order. We are sending a separate payment advice for the document 4,22,000 from December 5, 2017 to explain the invoice items. Then this is the payment document. This is the check number, date of the check, currency USD, payment amount 1 lakh. Then this is the bank number. This is our account number. This is the check number and HSBC bank. Amount in words 100,000 USD and amount in figures. This is the format of the check defaultly defined in the software. So in the real time, this format is not compatible. So you can create your own format. with the help of the ABAP consultants. So here we don't know programming. So I have shown you the check printing in the system defined default format. Now here, the authorized signatory will put his signature on this. Now, the thing here is, if you remember, we have selected single payment per market item, right? I told you that because of selecting single payment per market item, the system will print a separate check for each due invoice of the vendor. So for this vendor, 2 invoices are due, right? So it should have printed only, it should have printed 2 checks, but it has printed only 1 check for 1 lakh. Why so? If you go back and see the notes, I told you that the system will print a separate check for each due invoice of the vendor provided the payment method C has been entered at the time of posting the invoice. So we have to select the single payment per market item in the configuration, and also at the time of posting the invoice, the user has to enter payment method check. Then only the system will print a separate check for each due invoice. Here, we did not enter the payment method C at the time of posting the invoice. Look at the screen where that field is there. I am going to show you now. F-43. 5/12/2017. Vendor 1,501. Click on enter. See, payment method is there. So for each invoice, if you enter the payment method here and if you have selected the single payment per market item, the system will print a separate check for each invoice. Clear? Now, here at the time of executing the proposal, I told you that an invoice can be blocked at the 3 places. Number 1, in the payment run. So when you block the invoice in the payment run, that blocking is applicable only for that run. Number 2, at the time of posting the invoice, you can block the invoice. See here you have the payment block. So if you enter the payment block reason here, A, then the system will not select this invoice. The system will not select this invoice in any payment run till you remove this payment block. In FB02, you can come to this screen. In FB02, you can remove the payment block in the FI document. Suppose, if you enter the payment block reason in the vendor master record, I am taking you to vendor master record XK02, change vendor master record, company code 3366. Select payment transactions in the company code data, then enter. See here, you have the payment block field here. So if you select the payment block here, system will not select the invoice of this vendor. The system will not select the invoice of this vendor in any payment run. So once you come back and if you remove the payment block here, from then onwards, the system will set the invoice of this vendor into payment run. So these are the 3 places where we can block an invoice for the vendor. Now,
Hello.
yes, invoice.
Sir, if this invoice vendor is having number 5 invoices, so
Okay.
no one invoice will be selected.
Yes. If you enter the blocking reason in the vendor master record, all the 5 invoices will not be selected.
Okay.
Now, here the most important thing, one more thing you have to understand here is when you are using the any ERP, if you make a special request to the bank, the bankers will give us a special checkbook, not the normal checkbook what we have for our savings account or normal current accounts. You might have seen the computer printing paper in the form of perforation. You have the dot matrix printer whose whose printer head is very long in the width. So in order to print on those printers, we use a separate computer paper which will have perforation between two pages, right? So if you make the special request to the bank, the bankers will give us a check lot in the same format. Perforation between two checks, there will be a perforation. So the user will insert the check lot into system. System means printer here. So the user will insert the check lot into the printer. Then the printer will start printing the checks tuck, 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 like that till it reaches the maximum available amount you have specified in the bank determination screen. That's how it happens in the real time. Now, I want to see payment advice. Click on back arrow. Select payment advice. One second. Select payment advice notes. Click on display content. See here, company Ratna Enterprises. This is the payment advice or covering letter. We have settled the following items with the check number 104, subject to the goods and services supplied in the invoice, therefore being in order. This is the document number, invoice document number. Your document means his invoice number. You did not enter any invoice number in the reference column, so it has not taken your document number there. This is the date of invoice. This is the cash discount received. There isn't any cash discount received. This is the gross amount of invoice. Sum total 1 lakh. So total how much payment you have done? For that you have to refer to the payment summary. Click on back arrow. Select the payment summary. Click on display contents. See here. This is the document number, means payment document number, open item account number, Ratna Enterprises Limited, payment done 1 lakh. Here we have only one vendor. So it is showing the details of the payments made to this vendor only. And the company code total amount means if you refer to the company code total amount, it is the total amount paid by the system today. So like that, payment summary is printed, payment advice is printed, and checks are printed. Now, all the accounting functions should also have been taken care. See the next step. Display check register. Transaction code is not there. Write the transaction code FCHEN. Paying company code 3366. House bank is equal to HSBCM. Account ID HSBCC. Click on execute. See here, check number 104. This was issued towards the payment document number 4,22,000. This is the payment date 5/12/2017. This is the currency in which it was issued. It is the amount paid 1 lakh. For 1 lakh, the check was issued. Ratna Enterprises Limited. This is the recipient of the check. Now, see the next step. Verify whether invoice is paid. FBL1N. If you go to FBL1N, there should not be any open items. And vendor account. Right? There was a wrong transaction code, FK10N. If you go to FK10N, vendor account balance, the balance should be 0. Let us check these two transaction codes. FBL1N. One lakh 501. Execute. See, system says no items are selected. So there is no any open items. If you go to FK10N, vendor account balance, fiscal year 2017. See, Debit is equal to credit. There isn't any balance now. Clear? That's how the system will take care of all the accounting functions. And the payment document should have been posted. If you go to FB03, document number 4,22. Look at the screen. HSBC bank account is created with 1 lakh. Then Ratna Enterprise account is debited, posting key 25, debit for vendor for payment. And you see the date, today's date. So like that, when the payment program is executed, checks are printed, payment advice is printed, payment summary is printed, and all the accounting functions are taken care. This is the very, very important function. This is the very, very important feature, automatic payment program in accounts payable. Then, terms of payment, cash discount. So till now, we have been using 0001 payment terms, which was already defined in the system, which means that payment immediately and without any discount. But we can also define our own payment terms. So how to define our own payment terms, right? And with the discount terms, how to define our own payment terms with the discount terms. And when you make the payment to vendor within the stipulated time, the vendor will give us some cash discount. Then the system automatically transfers that cash discount to the cash discount received account. So for that, we need to develop the configuration. But that we will see tomorrow, because today I have to go to office a little bit early. So I am closing the session for today. Tomorrow accounts payable will be over. Then from day after tomorrow, we start accounts receivables. Akila, you have any questions? Yeah, Chandrasekhar.
Sir,
Yeah.
now people are saying SAP will not be available only working on S4 HANA. Is it true?
Yeah. From 2020, right? ECC 6.0 will not be there.
Oh.
Right? S4 HANA Simple Finance. Right? Even now, all the new clients are going for, most of the new clients are going for S4 HANA Simple Finance. Right?
Oh.
So from 2020, SAP will start supporting ECC 6.0. So in the year 2020, it is mandatory for every old client to migrate to S4 HANA Simple Finance. That's why 2020, there will be, you cannot imagine, there will be that many number of job opportunities for S4 HANA Simple Finance. But for learning S4 HANA Simple Finance, you should know FICO.
Yes, sir.
Without FICO, you cannot understand S4 HANA Simple Finance.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. And of course, I am also teaching now S4 HANA Simple Finance. Akila, you have any questions? Okay. Vadi?
Hello.
Yeah, Gadi.
Sir, could you explain me about that when you have selected the indicator for a single payment for marked items? I mean, we have to select again payment method in invoice.
Exactly.
If you want to print separate checks, right?
Exactly.
So what is the logic behind that, sir?
Because
I didn't understand that.
Yeah. See, suppose for example, you have the 5 invoices. Okay. For a vendor, 5 invoices are there. Okay. So for 2 invoices, you want a separate check. Okay. And for the remaining 3 invoices, a separate checks. Means for 5 invoices, you want 4 checks. Getting my point? So for the first 2 invoices, you don't select payment method C. For the remaining 3 invoices, you select payment method C. So for the next 3 invoices, the system will print 3 checks, and for the first 2 invoices, for which you did not enter payment method C, the system will print only one check for the total amount of those two invoices. Got my point?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah. Hima Sailaja, you have any questions? Okay. Khalid? Okay. Madhusudan?
Sir,
I'm coming to your question, Chandrasekhar. 1 second. Not in the next class. Tomorrow we see how to configure own payment terms. Once this configuration of payment terms is over, we start account receivable. Chandrasekhar. Now, Purushottam, you have any questions? Roni? Okay. Srinivas, I will come to your question. Srinivas asked, what is the meaning of one generated, one completed? Means one check is generated, printing is completed. One check generated, one check completed. That is the meaning of that. One check is generated, printing is completed.
Sir, hello.
Yeah.
For all the invoices, only one check will generate, sir.
Depends
And
upon
now
the
we have
calculation
to.
you have done. Suppose if you did not enter the payment method C at the time of posting invoices, it will print only one check for all the invoice of your vendor. Vendor wise,
Sorry, sir, come again.
if you did not select, if you don't enter the payment method C at the time of posting invoices, for all the due invoices, it will print only one check for a vendor. Suppose if you have another vendor, for him also it will print one more check. If you have another vendor, for him also it will print only one check. Here we have entered only one check, no? Only one vendor, no? That's why for that
Yes,
vendor it has printed only one check. Means one check is generated and one check is printed. Printing is completed. Clear or not?
But the invoices are two now, sir.
Yes,
For
sir.
each invoice, it will.
Even though invoice are two, system will print only one check because at the time of posting the invoice, we did not enter payment method C. I have shown you, in F-43. See,
Yes,
if
sir.
you want the system to print separate checks, two conditions are to be satisfied. One is, in the configuration, you have to select single payment per market item. In addition to that, at the time of posting the invoice in F-43, the user has to enter payment method C. Then only the system will print two separate checks. If any of the condition is missing, it will print only one check for all the invoices together.
Yes, sir, it's clear, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm sorry, because I was in a hurry to move to the office, that's why. Teja, you have any questions? Teja, you have any questions? Okay. Okay, then see you tomorrow same time. Good night and good day.